Hello, good morning everyone, and welcome to the video lecture part 8 on the first module of FEM. So today we will be dealing with the two more variety of the problems on the bars with a varying cross section, and one more question is on temperature effect. Okay. So first question, determine the nodal displacement, stress in each element, and reaction at the fixed support for the thin plate of uniform thickness of 1 mm as shown in the figure. Take Young's modulus 200 GPa, weight density of the plate 76.6 into 10 to the power minus 6 Newton per mm cube. In addition to its weight, it is also subjected to a point load of 100 Newton at the midpoint. Model the plate with the 2 bar elements. Okay. So now the given tapered section we need to convert it into 2 bar elements, and that too we need to convert them in the form of a stepped bar. So let us see how to find out this tapered section into a stepped bar. Okay. So here is a given data. Young's modulus are given, force is given, and weight density, that is a body force which we have discussed in the first class, that is given, and thickness is 1 mm and length of both the elements are 120 mm each. So now to find the area of the element, first we need to find out the width of the plate at the center at node 2. Let us see the width at this point. See, width at first node is 60, width at the last node is 30. Then find out the width at this particular point. That is simply the average of these two, 60 plus 30 by 2. So this is the width which is 45 mm. Now average width of the plate above the center or above the element number 1, that is 60 plus 45 by 2, means we are finding the average width of this particular element. Okay, only this particular element I am considering, and let us find the average of these two, that is 60 and 45. You will get the average width of this plate, that is 60 plus 45 by 2, which is 52.5. Similarly, find the average width of the plate below the center, that is below this means this particular element number 2. So this will be the average, that is the width of the plate, average width of the plate, which is 30 plus 45, means this plus this width by 2. This will give you 37.5. Now we know the thickness of the plate, which is 1 mm. Then multiply thickness and width, you will get the area of the element number 1 and area of the element number 2, that is 52.5 and 37.5 mm square. So these are the areas. Now you have converted the tapered section into stepped bar like this. Then apply our normal procedure to find out the element stresses and displacements. And before going to that, there is a slight change in the procedure also. Okay, entire procedure remains same. Only the force, force vector is somewhat changed. Okay, that we will see. Now the stiffness matrix which remains same, that is AE by L 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So this is the area of a first element, Young's modulus of the first element, and length of the first element. So this will be the first stiffness matrix. Okay, next. Now let us move to the second element, stiffness matrix for a second element. So here is the second element, which is area is 37.5, Young's modulus is 2 into 10 to the power 5, and length is same, which is 120. Then this will be the second stiffness matrix for a second element. Now the body force vector due to weight density. So this is the formula whenever the weight density is given. Okay, that is A L F by 2 1 1. See why 1 1? Because the body force is applicable to each and every element in a body, isn't it? That's why 1 1 it is. Fine. So now first element A L F by 2, just substitute all the values here and you will get this 0.241, 0.241. Next, area 2 L2 F2 by 2, that is for second element. Again you will get an answer for this force vector. Then assemble the stiffness matrix 1 2. Okay, so this will be a 3 by 3 stiffness matrix. Then global nodal displacement vector. There are how many displacements? 3 displacements. Just write down the 3 displacements. Now global load vector, there is a you need to merge also here. That is, see, node number 1 we have 0.241 force. This is the magnitude of the force at node 1. Okay, because the entire body is subjected to a body force. That's why 0.241. And for a node 2 it is 0.241, then 0.1723 plus 100 Newton force is also applied. That's why you need to add them, all the things. Okay, in addition to the body force, there is a point load given at the node number 2. That also you need to add. Then 0.1723 at the node 3. So this is the force vector. So now see here, equilibrium condition, that is K into Q is equal to F. Then substitute K, Q and F, which we have found out here. Then with the help of elimination method, let us eliminate the first row and first column, because first first node which is fixed. That's why eliminate the first row, first column. Then you will get the displacement at the node 2 and node 3. Okay, so here you can see only the first node is fixed. That is why we are eliminating the first row as well as first column. So we will get the remaining 2 displacements. Okay, with the help of 2 equation, 2 unknowns. Then stress in each element, which is very similar to the earlier problem. E by L minus 1 1 Q1 Q2 for a first element and Q2 Q3 for second element. Then find out the stresses. After finding the stresses, you need to find the support reaction, which is very similar to the previous problems. Okay, you just do it as a homework. Then let us discuss one more problem on FEM, that is solution of 1D bar, that is temperature effect. Let us see how the temperature effect will be there when we are solving a problem on a 1D bar. Okay, so an axial load 300 kilonewton is applied at 20 degrees centigrade to the rod as shown in the figure. The temperature is then rise to 60 degrees centigrade. See, earlier it was 20 degrees centigrade. Now it is rise to 60 degrees centigrade after applying this force. Then what is the change in temperature, which is 40, no? 60 minus 20, that is 40. Assemble the global stiffness matrix and global load vector. Then find the nodal displacement and element stress. So this question has been asked in the VTU December 2013, January 2014 for 12 months. And these are the given data. See, there are 3 nodes. First node and third node are fixed, and load is applied at node number 2, and length of the elements are given. Then area for a particular elements are also given. Young's modulus are also given. Then in addition to all this, they have given alpha 1 and alpha 2. So these alpha stands for coefficient of thermal expansion. Okay, that is the one change you can observe here. Here also entire procedure remains same, which is similar to the earlier problems, and here also force vector changes. See how many variety of the questions we have discussed. Each and every variety of a problem that we have modified only in the global load vector. Okay, entire procedure remains same, almost similar. Okay, so go for a FE model. There are 3 displacements, Q1, Q2, Q3, and 3 forces, F1, F2, F3. And elemental stiffness matrix for both elements you need to find first. Okay, for aluminium as well as steel, they have all given the values of area, Young's modulus and length. Just find out the elemental stiffness matrix for both of the elements, then assemble them. Okay, then global displacement vector are Q1, Q2, Q3. Then the problem actually starts from here. This procedure was also similar to the earlier problems, but element load vector is somewhat changing. That is F1, F2. See, for element number 1, this is F1 and this is F2. You can see the FE model also. Here you need to apply a formula, that is E1, A1, alpha 1, delta T minus 1 plus 1. So this is the formula you need to remember when you are solving a problem on temperature effect. Then Young's modulus is given, area is given, coefficient of thermal expansion is given. Delta T is what? This is the change in temperature. Initially it was 20, after application of the force it is 60. Then the change in temperature is 40. You can see here 60 minus 20 is 40 degrees centigrade. Keep in the degree centigrade only. No need to convert it into kelvins. So this is the formula minus 1 1. You just find this product, that you will get 57,960. One is minus, another is plus. Similarly, for element number 2, again apply the same formula. Okay. E2, A2, alpha 2, delta T minus 1 1. Okay. Find the product again, that will be listed here. Okay. Minus 11, 2, 3, 2, 0, one is negative, another is positive. Now global force vector, that is F1, F2, F3, because there are 3 nodes. See, at the first node we have only minus 57,960. See, for a second node 57960 is also there. Second node means F2 minus 112320 is also there. In addition to these two, 300 kilonewton force is also applied. You can see the figure here. See, at the node 2 means force F2. This is what P. P is nothing but 300 kilonewton. That also you need to apply here. Okay. Okay. So just add all this. Then at the last node F3, only one F3 we have, that is 112320. That's it. Then you will get the resultant force matrix. Once you get the resultant force matrix, you need to go for a equilibrium condition. Okay. Okay, fine. So this is the equilibrium equation. K into Q is equal to F. So K, Q and F they have listed. Now apply the boundary condition. Using the elimination method, see here both first node and third node is fixed. That's why eliminate first row and first column, third row, third column. You will get only Q2, that is 11.15 into 10 to the power 5 into Q2 is equal to this value. Then by using this formula, find out the displacement at node 2. Okay. So node 1 is 0, node 3 is 0. Only at the node 2 you will get a value of 0.22 mm. Then here when you are finding a thermal stress, see, thermal stress is very different from normal stresses. Okay. That's why there is a formula changes here also due to the temperature effect, that is E du by dx minus E alpha delta T. Here du by dx is displacement gradient, that is U2 minus U1 by L1. Okay. That is Q2 minus Q1 by L1 also you can write for a first element. And for a second element there are two nodes, no, Q2, Q3. Their difference, Q3 minus Q2 by L2. So with the help of this formula, you can able to find out the sigma 1 as well as sigma 2. Just all the values we know. Young's modulus, Q2 just now we have found out, which is 0.22, Q1 is 0, length of the first element, and minus Young's modulus, coefficient of thermal expansion, and delta T. This is all with respect to element number 1, and this is all with respect to element number 2. See, all the data we know, only just substitute the values and find out the answers. Okay. Sigma 1 has 12.6 megapascal and sigma 2 has minus 240.27 megapascal. So this is the question, and we have almost covered all the variety of the numericals on the solution of 1D maths.